So Karen, what is the pain body? And is this a term that you've coined or?
Yeah, sure. So the pain body is actually a term that Eckhart Tolle was the one I believe who originated, and he wrote about it in his very famous book, The Power of Now. And he would define it a little bit differently than I would, and I'm not an expert in his work, so please know that he uses it in a specific way. I believe how he uses it is that the pain body is the negative emotions that haven't been discharged, that build up over time, that causes your body. So it causes you to, when you experience pain, want to hurt self or other. I think. I believe that's how he defines it. Okay, so when I talk about pain body, and for those of you who have done a lot of my work, you'll hear me at the end of every GFC clear your pain body. Yes? So why do I do that, and who cares, and what is the pain body? Okay, all right. So from my perspective, the pain body on spirit level is very specific. It's a sheath around your physical body. Okay, so meaning if you imagine those Russian dolls, right? It's like a sheath around you. And it was meant as an efficiency system, but it's gone a little bit haywire at the old consciousness level that we're leaving. Okay, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But what it's supposed to do is it's meant to have you learn quickly so that you don't keep causing yourself more pain. Okay, so meaning, like if you have this is the classic example of the little kid who touches the hot stove, right? And they learn very fast that touching that thing hurts, and that shiny thing should not be touched, okay, to avoid pain. And as we get older, it's not just a hot thing that causes you physical pain, but it's circumstances or people that cause you emotional pain. Okay, so pain is broad. It's not just like a physical thing. It's emotional, mental, and the way your pain body is, it's like an imprint system. So it'll like imprint where how you've been caused pain, so you can avoid it later or learn from it. Okay, that's kind of its function. But for many people, what happens is anything that reminds them of that pain or similar in resonance, or if there's just too much pain going on within that system, it's like a sieve that kind of gets gunked up. Right? So imagine like a sieve, usually when it's working properly, you'd pour liquid through a sieve, and anything chunky or heavier would stay in the sieve and the liquid would drain out, right? So it's kind of like that with emotion, right? So, people have often heard me say, like, if you have emotion, it's good for you to have your emotion to allow it and to flow through you, yes? But if your sieve is all gunked up, which by the way is your pain body, if your sieve is all gunked up, what you're gonna feel is a lot of overwhelm and anger, or like, victim, or like these very strong negative emotions that can cause you to want to hurt other or self with very little triggering. It takes very little to set that off. Does that make sense?
And hurt other doesn't have to mean like, I want to stab someone.
No. It doesn't mean physical.
Mean.
Yeah, mean.
Lash out,
angry, cut down, belittle, whatever. Cause someone else pain. Because why? Because when you do that, it like empties a bit of the sieve. It's like, right?
Oh, it's a release.
It's a release.
Yeah.
And you can, like I said, some people do it to themselves, right? So they'll be very vicious with themselves, right? Like they'll go into this talk of like, and you and I have talked about this in many different episodes where we're like, the self-talk can start and be like, you suck, I can't believe you did that, right? It can get very vicious towards self.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, or like, no, see, he doesn't love you, or whatever, right? All that sort of stuff.
You need to die.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like,
Where?
whoa.
Exactly, all that, right? That's the pain body. Okay, so, and like I said, if you have a sieve or a pain body that's very full and there's no flow going out, it doesn't take much to make that mechanism activate, because it's not flowing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you could always be on edge.
Exactly. Or it takes very little for you to be triggered, or to be mean, or to be cutting, or to be impatient, or to be whatever, because you don't know what else to do with your pain body, which is and what I've often said this to people, and they may not understand what I'm saying, is your pain body is full. That's what I mean, like the sieve is full. There's nowhere for stuff to go.
Is that how you experience it in your work?
Yeah, so when I see it around people, when they're pain, or feel it or perceive it or whatever, it's like a sieve or a net, like a mesh that's gunked up. So nothing, it's like full. And then when I clear it, it like just clears out. It's like a filter. Like just imagine a filter on like a air conditioner,
that needs to be changed.
Or an air filter or air conditioner, right? Like nothing's going through. You just got all this crap on the filter.
Yeah.
But you clean the filter, all of a sudden like all the air can come through again.